It's day 20 of Maker Advent, just barely. We're scraping in, it's quite late, but we're getting there. What we've got today is something, it's not physical, it's all online. So if you haven't got access to a microcontroller, say an ESP32, 8266, Raspberry Pi Pico, Arduino, that sort of thing, and you want to write some code, what do? Well, I've used this before, it's called Wokwi, and it allows me to simulate an IoT setup, so a microcontroller, that sort of thing, in the browser. I can build the circuits, I can write the code. This isn't for everyone, granted, but if you just need to test out a theory when you're on the train somewhere, going to commute, that sort of thing, or you're in a class and you want the kids to work out a problem and then apply it to real hardware, this could be handy. So with Wokwi, you can simulate different boards. So I'm going to just scroll down a little bit. You've got, feature projects, quick start templates, but you can start from scratch. So you can have Arduino Uno, Megas, ESP32, MicroPython on ESP32, Raspberry Pi Pico, that's the Arduino IDE for that. You can do MicroPython on the Pi Pico now. And I don't know if you can see this, let me just check with OBS. You can, awesome. You can also simulate other boards, so ATtiny85, my favourite microcontroller, it's brilliant. CircuitPython on Pico, Rust on ESP32, I haven't dealt with Rust at all, perhaps I should. Maybe one day. I'm going to show you a circuit that I built. So I'm going to go to my other tab here. And you can see I've gone for the Uno. We're going to go with the classics to start with. And I've got some code on the left, which is Arduino code. And I've got my circuit on the right. So right now, we'll go through the code step by step. As ever with the Arduino IDE, we have our setup. So it's like our imports in Python. We set up pin modes for pins 5 and 2. Pin 5 is our output, which is going to be going to our LED, and pin 2 is our button. And you'll notice we're using an internal pull-up. You can do pull-up resistors on a pull-up and pull-down on Arduino Uno, just like you can on a Pi or a Pico. Handy. I've got my main loop. We're going to create a variable called sensorval, and in there we're going to store an integer of digital read 2. So digital read 2 is going to read pin 2 and check the state. Is it on or off? And it saves it as an integer into that variable. So if this value stored in sensor value is high, so 1, it means the button hasn't been pressed, because we've got a pull up on that pin, which means it's always pulled high. It's going to set pin 5, the LED's pin, to low, so the LED will not be lit. So if that condition is not true, the else condition must be true. So we have a for loop inside there that says for int I equals 0, and a lot of extra text there. In other words, do this 5 times. Start at 0, and while the value of I is less than 5, keep incrementing it until it hits less than 5. We're going to set pin 5 to high, so turn the LED on. Delay for 400 milliseconds. Then set pin 5, the LED, to low. And then wait for 400 milliseconds. So we blink the LED 5 times. So let's run it. So simulation's running. If I press the button now, you'll see the LED just here light up 5 times. Easy as that. We've also got a JSON object here, which we can look into, and it shows what's in our circuit. So we have LED, we have the resistor, and the resistor we can set using this attributes value here. We can set the value of it. So if I want a 100 ohm resistor, just put an extra 0 in. We can see the resistor over here has changed to a 100 ohm resistor. If I want 4.7k, so I'll do 4700, you can see the resistor on the circuit has changed colour completely. I'm going to keep it at 10 for this, that's fine. Do I fancy a different LED, different colour? Blue is quite a good one. There we are. Do I want to change the button to a different colour? Yes, I do. Red. There we go. And then we have this little section here which has all the connections stored as JSON values. Great fun. It's free. I'll put a link down below so you can click on it and have a play around. It's not for everyone, granted, but just for quick circuits, messing around, trying out an idea, it's great. And you can also export your code, so this sketch you've got here for the Arduino, and run it in the real Arduino IDE, so the kids can have real hardware running. You can do the same with your CircuitPython, MicroPython, that sort of thing. Just works. I'm quite impressed with it. So anyway, that's all for today. See you later.